text file is nothing but it stores only characters which are available on keyboard or input device. So this is a text file. Any data which flow from input device to computer memory, that is through the input stream, or it is called input operation. OF stream, we are using it for output purpose. So here the file result.dat is opened for output operation. Dear students, welcome to CS classes. I am Ravi Kumar Kyar, lecturer in computer science, Vidhyaashram PU College, Temple of Excellence, Mysuru. Students, let us start our discussion with the new chapter, that is data file handling, chapter 12. Now let us see the weightage of the chapter. Here the total weightage is 5 marks, and here 2 marks question 1 and 3 marks question 1. Totally there are 2 questions. Total weightage is 5 marks. So this is the weightage of the chapter data file handling. In this chapter, we are going to learn the definitions of or introduction to files and different types of files, opening and closing files, file modes and file pointers, and other operations on different types of files. Now let us start with the definition file. What is a file? Students, you might be familiar with the computers, and you know how we are going to store information in computers. Here we are going to store information in computer, in the computer memory, in the hard disk, in the form of file. So what is a file? File is nothing but the information or data stored under a specific name on the storage device is called a file. Another definition, we can also say that it is a basic storage unit in a computer system. Now, anything you store in computer, it is in the form of a file. For example, if you talk about MS Word file, it is a MS Word file, it is a .doc file, or .xls is a MS Excel file, or .ppt, or .jpg, or .bmp. See, everything, if anything you want to store in computer, it is in the form of file, and we are giving name for it. That is nothing but a file, and it is a storage unit in a computer system. So this is the definition of file. Now, when it comes to programming concepts, here there are 2 types of file. One is text file, and second one is binary file. And here, students, when we are going to talk about the file handling in computer system, that through programming, here we can make out there are 2 types of files. One is text file. So what is a text file? It is a file that shows information in ASCII characters. In text file, each line is terminated with a special character known as EOL. EOL stands for end of line character. So what is a text file? Here, all informations are stored through the ASCII coding or ASCII characters. So this is one method of coding system in computers. ASCII. ASCII stands for American Standard Code for Information Interchange. And here it is nothing but ASCII characters, means we have all the characters or whatever character available on the keyboard will be having its own equivalent ASCII characters. So generally this text file is nothing but it stores only characters which are available on keyboard or input device. So this is a text file. And how come computer knows that end of a line in a file? It is by using a character, that is EOL. It stands for end of line character. So this is the definition of text file. And very good example for this is a notepad file. And all of you know what is a notepad? Is a text editor. So in the text editor, whatever you type, it saves the file as a .txt. So it stands for a text file. So if you observe this notepad, it accepts only the keyboard characters as information. So that is a text file. Now let us move on to the next definition, that is binary file. What is a binary file? It is a file that contains information in the same format as it is held in the memory. So here, and no delimiters are used for a line. Here, in previous definition, in text file, we have a EOL character, end of line character in binary file, that is not there. And information will be stored exactly as it is stored in the computer memory. See, these two are different types of file. Now let us move on to next slide. Streams. What are streams? Streams refer to a sequence of bytes and header file is fstream.h. Now, you know what are header files. So, whenever you are going to work with the file handling or data file handling, we have to make use of header file fstream.h. So, we have to include fstream.h in our program. So, this is the header file to work with files, data files. And under this, see what is stream? Stream is nothing but a sequence of bytes or characters. Here, how do the data flow through computers or from input devices to memory and memory to output devices? It is in the form of bytes. So streams is nothing but, you can say it is nothing but a path. It is nothing but a path where the data data flow from input device to memory, memory to output devices through this path or through streams. And here there are, if you observe this, here there are two operations we can make out here. One is input operation or input stream. So here, if bytes flow from devices like a keyboard and disk drive extra to main memory, here keyboard is input device. Suppose if you want to feed data into the computer, we are using input devices. So any data which flow from input device to computer memory, that is through the input stream or it is called input operation. Now similarly, output operation. What is output operation? It is also referred as output stream. Here, if bytes flow from main memory to device like a display screen or a printer, etc., is called output stream or output operation. It is nothing but moving from memory to the output devices like monitor or printer, etc., through a stream that is called output stream. So we can assume like this. Suppose this is a computer memory, and here suppose if there is an input device, this is input device and here is an output device. Now the data move from here to here. So this is called a stream. So this is input stream and here is output stream, or we can assume that it is nothing but a path. It is nothing but a path between input device to memory and memory to output devices. So here the data or flow from input device to memory, memory to output devices we use, or it is going through streams in the form of bits and bytes. So this is input stream and this is output stream. So this is one of the concept, streams. Now let us move on to next slide. And here, now let us see the classes for file stream operation. Now in the previous slide, we have seen that the header file fstream.h. So all of you know that each and every header file will be having so many classes and function inside. So whenever you are working with the file, we may have to make use of different classes in data file handling. So these are the different classes here. For example, one is called FILEBUF, file buffer. It sets the file buffers to read and write operation. And here, one thing we have to understand while working with the data file handling, if you talk about a file, each and every file, first it has to be opened first, then we do required operations, then finally we have to close that file. So here we have input operation, output operation, and in between we have manipulation. This is called file manipulation. So accordingly, so we have different classes for different operations. So next one is F-stream base. This one of the class, and it consists of open and close function. Here these are another functions to work with the file. Open and close function are inside file stream F-stream base class. Next, IF-stream class. So it is a stream class to read from a file. And please know that here I stands for input stream. So input stream is nothing but we are using the stream to read data from a file. That is for read operation, and it provides it has so many functions like getLine, read, seekg, and so on. Next one is OF stream, another class here. So O stands for output here. So OF stream or output stream here. Output stream here, stream class to write on files. And if you look at this if stream, it is for reading a file, reading from a file, while OF stream class, it is to write on files. And it provides so many functions like put, write, seekp, and other functions. So these two are different classes. Similarly, we have F-stream class. So this is the class where it opens the stream classes for both and write operations. It is read from a file or write to a file. So F-stream is the class. It opens stream for both input and output operation. So these are different classes in data file handling. Now let us move on to next slide. Here, opening and closing a file. As I told you just now, see, whenever you are going to work with a file, data file, so here the concept is first we have to open the file. So we have to open the file, and then ultimately, at last, we have to close the file. In between is called manipulation. So how do you open a file? Here, while opening a file, one method is using constructor. The syntax is OF-stream object, open the bracket, and the file name. And this is a syntax. Example here, OF-stream, this is the class, what you have seen in the previous slide. And this is F-out, it is OF-stream object, and this is the file name, result.dat. So the meaning is here is F-out is nothing but identifier or user defined name, and is an object because OF stream is a class, and anything we write here, it becomes an object of this particular class. So accordingly, F-out is an object of a class OF stream, and is an object of a class of OF stream, and represent the file result.dat. It opened for output purpose only because OF stream we are using it for output purpose. So here the file result.dat is opened for output operation. Now similarly, IF stream object file name semicolon, and here example IF stream FIN and file name. In this example, FIN is an identifier or it is an object of a class IF stream. So here I stands for input. So it is object of a class IF stream, and it opened for input operation or input purpose only. So these two are opening a file. One is for read operation, one for write operation. So this is one method of opening a file using constructor. Next one is we are opening a file using open function. So here this is open function. So here OF stream, another method of opening a file by using open function. This is a syntax OF stream object dot open file name. So here, for example, OF stream O file. Here O file is an object of a class OF stream, then O file dot open, and this is the file name. So here the meaning is this text.dat is a file. It is opened for output purpose, means output operation. Only we can write data onto a file. So this is opening a file using open function. Similarly, another example here, this is ifstream object dot open file name. Here ifstream is a class, ifile is an object of a class ifstream. So here ifile, this is an object dot open file name. So in this example, text.dat is a file. It is opened for this input operation or input purpose only. So these two are another method of opening a file using open function. Now let us move on to next slide. Here another method of opening is opening a file of an object of a type fstream class, and the constructor is as follows. Now this is fstream. Now previous example is what we have seen is ifstream as well as ofstream. Now it is fstream class, fstream object, file name, comma, mode. This is another syntax to open a file. Now let us move on to next slide. Here, this is nothing but concept of file modes. What is the concept of file modes? And if you look at the previous slide, and here we have given the syntax file name, comma, mode. So this is what we are going to talk about now. So these are the modes of opening a file. Here we have different methods of opening a file. Modes. This is nothing but modes. Here in, out, app modes, and different file modes. Now let us see first one. iOS colon, there are two colons dot in. The meaning here is this is the file opening for reading only. Here in stands for input, reading only, and this belongs to the class ifstream, and example is fstream fin bracket text.dat comma mode. So iOS dot colon two colons in, it stands for iOS colon is open for reading only or input mode. Similarly, iOS.out, it is for writing only, and if it is for output purpose, it belongs to the class ofstream. As an example, fout here, this is, so here file text.dat is open for output operation. So similarly, we have append.app. Here .app stands for append the data. Append the data is nothing but adding the data to the existing file at the end of a file. At the end of a file, it belongs to the class ofstream, and fstream space fout. So here is all these are object of respective classes, and in this example, iOS.app, app stands for append mode, means the file is opened for adding additional data to the existing file at the end of a file. So similarly, we have different file modes. One is called iOS 2 colons binary. So this is opening binary file and belong to class ofstream, and example is this. So these are all different modes of file operation. Now let us move on to next slide. And here, next concept is closing a file. As I told in the beginning, when the file is open for any operation or different operation, it has to be closed. So what is the syntax of that? Here, stream object dot close. Example, file dot close or fin dot close, fout dot close. Here, file, fin, fout are objects which are created at the time of opening a file with different classes or with different modes. So here file is an object, fin is an object, and also fout is the stream object of respective classes. So here stream object dot close, so it closes the particular stream class. So this is to closing a file. Students, Let us continue our discussion in my next session. Thank you very much.